Atlanta versus Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Atlanta versus
Now,
Pittsburgh, baby.
I
Well,
happen
I
to.
wish that they had. I wish we had the pod that I was on Friday, just for all the shit I talked about Kirk Cousins. Um, that was all missed when we lost the audio.
Yeah, well,
Didn't have the worst game, but threw 2 picks and did not play great.
okay,
Um,
so all right, so Kirk Cousins. I honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I can't tell if it was rust. Like
well, he's also coming back from an injury.
that's what I'm saying. He's coming back from a serious injury. He's older. He's like, what, 35. Bro,
Somewhere
bro it might just take a minute to
yeah,
get back into the game. And also, sorry, I'm just pulling up all the games and everything. Also, Devin, they have a defensive player of the year in TJ Watt, who
yeah.
was
Bro got
oh,
back there.
what would you say? Taking every lineman's lunch money. I mean,
Everybody.
just bullying Atlanta.
Forced fumble,
And it
no?
was
No, recovered fumble.
I'm not I want to say he forced that. I want to say he forced that thing, but if he didn't, he was getting back there.
He was getting yeah.
Um, I liked certain things I saw from Atlanta. They had a
Sure.
really good first half, or a
Sure.
really they had a promising first half going in halftime.
Yes.
I'll put it to you like that.
Yes.
And what I was saying, and honestly, it kind of held true. I said, "There's no way. I don't believe with the defense with the revamped defense Atlanta has.
Yep.
Pittsburgh shouldn't have double-digit points unless
Nope.
they get into field goal range 4 times.
Agreed.
They happen to get in the field goal range 6 times. But my point was they're not scoring a touchdown. They're not putting up points like that.
No, they
They
didn't.
got in the field goal range 6 times. And the last one was really just to tie the franchise record for Boswell. They didn't really
Yeah.
need to do that.
No, they didn't.
They could have just kneeled out the game and
Bro
ended
was
it.
out there punting too. They're punters after the season.
Yeah, he had to punt it. But Atlanta just in that second half, they couldn't get much going. And I will say they have, like I said, a DPOY, but they got a possible OPOY on the other side in George Pickens because
Pickens
that
was
man
dirty.
balling. He was going. He
Was did he get a 40-yard play brought back? Was that game?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he might have got multiple plays brought him back, but he had a push off. He did have a push off that I
Sure.
was surprised they called.
Yes.
Because it was kind of just a little.
They did call OPOY, yeah.
Boom here, and they called a.
I said OPOY. OPI.
But he might be OPOY because that man was going crazy.
Yeah.
He single handedly made Justin Fields look like a starter in the league.
Look like it, yeah, exactly.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now,
Russ ain't coming back.
There is absolutely zero reason for Justin Fields to be playing football in the National Football League QB1. Period.
There's zero reason for Justin Fields to play?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't see a lot of it.
Dude.
I caught bits and pieces, but
Justin Fields, I'm telling you, if it was not a throw to George Pickens.
Yeah.
And some of them throws to George Pickens, it was like, oh my God, I can't believe George Pickens caught that.
Yeah, it's just George catching it, exactly.
I mean, I was hysterically laughing out loud.
Really?
Just because it's we joke and we're like, oh, Justin Fields is shit. And so when I put on the game,
yeah,
I'm kind of talking that shit, but it's deep down, it's I'm saying he's dog shit.
Sure.
I'm not expecting him to really be dog shit.
Yeah.
And then there were a few times, multiple times when the ball came out of his hand where it was wow, he sucks. He sucks.
See, I want Justin to be better than Russ. I want Justin to be out there. I want him to look better.
See, and people don't understand, and people aren't going to understand, and people aren't going to get it because okay, I'm telling you right now, he is as bad as Bryce Young. He is as bad as Bryce Young. The score didn't do justice, though. The
No.
score just didn't do justice.
Sure.
It had Atlanta been on, offensively, had been able to figure out a way to not let TJ Watt disrupt almost every play,
Yeah.
they would have been fine. Because I mean, like I said, they just kept getting in the field goal range. They weren't doing much.
No.
They really weren't doing much. Najee started off hot and then kind of slowed down. I mean, it was very lackluster from both sides. Like I said, George Pickens had a couple plays that was like, wow.
Well, I mean, yeah, if he had a better quarterback, he could put up absurd numbers this year.
Well, and also,
but I feel like we've said that his whole career. I mean, he had Kenny Pickett and who the fuck else?
The Steelers' entire defense.
Yeah, no.
They have a top 10
Well,
defense.
that's
right
the
now.
biggest. I think that's the biggest takeaway from this game is that there's not. I don't know how much we can expect from the Falcons offense, but the Steelers defense is gonna be a problem all season.
I think we're going to get more from Atlanta's offense. We're going to get more from Atlanta's offense. Depending on how good Russell Wilson is, we might get even more out of Pittsburgh's offense.
Maybe, but the thing with Pittsburgh is Atlanta's going to need their defense to be good, and they're going to need their offense to be better than what it was. The Steelers, if they're going to play like this, their defense, they don't need to have a top 10 offense.
No, because they have a top 10 defense. They definitely don't need to have a top 10 offense, and I think Russell Wilson is. I think he's better than Justin Fields. And
the funniest thing to me was when Kyle Pitts caught the touchdown pass, and he was wide open for like 4 good seconds, and everyone was like, "See, this is what happens when you give him a good quarterback." It's like, dude, anyone can make that throw. Kyle Pitts did nothing else the entire game.
Well, no, if anything, like it was like really bad that Kirk didn't realize bro.
He was busted.
Kyle was
fully open.
Kyle was waving
How the
his
fuck
hands.
do you lose Kyle Pitts in the red zone?
Yeah. Losing Kyle Pitts in the red zone is definitely an issue, but Pittsburgh, I mean, just the way Minka was playing, the way that Pittsburgh's D-line, the addition of Patrick Queen, I mean, he talked all that shit and he was whining and crying, but the man showed up.
Of course. I mean, he's a fucking beast. He'll play well.
Sean Elliott, they got a couple old Ravens over there just doing some work.
Sure.
But Pittsburgh beats Atlanta. We both picked Atlanta. So
I picked Atlanta.
Yeah, you picked Atlanta.
You sure?
I'm 100%. I had the old notes and everything. Obviously, I don't have the audio to go back and check, but
you read my lips.
You did pick Atlanta.
Okay, that sucks. I thought I picked the Steelers the whole time.
No, I mean, I think it was.
I thought I was gonna ride with my Shane hate for Atlanta, but I guess I didn't.
No, it was because it was funny that you were shitting on Atlanta the whole time,
and still picked them. Okay,
you picked them
gotcha.
Before and after you picked them. You were shitting all over them, and I was like, all right. I mean, I guess I think you made a comment like, I'm not gonna let my emotions. I'm not gonna just my Shane hate for the Falcons. You probably could have, and you should have, but